If you want to see me create my first look using the Warrior 3 by Juvia's Place, then stick around. Hi there, it's Hélène, and I'm really excited and a little nervous because I'm going to dip into this palette for today's look. This was a palette that was requested in the latest round of Palette Roulette. I'm pretty sure it's requested by Julie. And this is what it looks like. That's upside down. Let me just do this so that you can see it the way it was intended. And I looked at this palette today and I was really drawn to the mattes. And I was thinking of doing a look with these or these. And I have some swatches on my hand. And I decided to stretch myself a little bit because I felt like the mattes would be too easy. So I think I'm going to be doing a look with some blue colors down here. I think that is my preference. I've been playing around with whether or not I would do a different crease color, and I do think I will. I think I'm going to use Kahina. And then definitely this one down here, which is Gola, and then one or two of these. So that is what I'm going to attempt with the look today. And again, using colors that are not the ones that are straightforward for me. Matte, colorful eyeshadows, I find easy. These, Using one or two of these is going to be what makes it tougher, and blue is not a color that I tend to use a lot. So I don't think I'll put blue in my crease. It doesn't tend to look all that good on my eyes. So I'll be just careful with how I use the blue color, and there is never a color that's off limits. It's just learning how to use it for our eye shape, eye color, just strategic color placement. So let's see if I can do a good job of that today. I have no idea what's going to happen. So you're right along with me. All right, so let's get the brushes in order and dig into this palette. We're off to a great start. I was looking for my crease brush, going through my little brush container here, and I'm going, where is it? And of course it was on my counter. Crazy. And I also need a mirror. And what am I going to use for a mirror? Yeah, I think I'm going to use my little Naked Basics palette and have this little guy on my lap, and we will hope for the best. By the way, I have a couple of Naked Basics colors on my eyes today. I have WOS and Naked 2. So these two are definitely on my eyes today. And it's just to set my primer. It wasn't really to give myself a whole lot of color. Yeah, I like to set my primer. I don't like to get surprises with colorful eyeshadow to see the kind of saturation. Sometimes it's blotchy, and I'm just not patient enough to deal with it. So that's what I am. So anyway, we are going to go in, I think, with, like I said, Kahina. I'm going to do this first in the crease and see what happens from there. So let's see how it goes. I am just tapping my brush oh so lightly into Kahina, and it does not take a whole lot. These individuals, these singles, are very pigmented. I have to say that I was about to buy some sugar pill. I was going to buy either a 6-pan or a 12-pan of sugar pill eyeshadows. And I'm looking at the colors, and I'm looking, you know, Buttercup is so, I think it's called Buttercup, so well known, and a couple of other ones are really well known, and they're also known for their really big pans, right? And I'm not saying that I'm not going to buy sugar pill at some point. I am really focused, 2020, I'm really focused on women-owned brands. And so I was really coveting one of those, like I said, custom 6 or 12 pan palettes. And I ended up looking at my Juvia's Place palettes and realizing that a bunch of colors, they're the same, I think same size pan, 2.5 grams, I think around that much. Let me just check. Does it say on here? Okay. So it says 32.4 grams total. Divide by 9. That's like 3 grams each, right? I ended up going to my calculator to give you guys the official, and it's 3.88 grams per pan. So it's even more than the sugar pill by what I know, or what I remember. But anyway, I wanted to say that I found it interesting that here I was thinking about another brand, and I have quite a bit of good stuff already in pretty big pans when it comes to matte colors. And that's really what I'm interested in from Sugar Pill. It's not really any of the shimmers, it's more the mattes. Okay, so I really went to town on that Kahina, which is kind of a reddish burgundy. Although it looks pretty pink, but I don't want to build it up because this is not the look. This is not the look. We're going with blue. I'm just stalling is what I'm doing. Anyway, okay, so we have that. And I think I'm going to go, I think I'm going to go straight in the blue. And I'm going to use a packer brush on I think that's what I'm going to do. I keep changing my mind. They're all nice colors. I keep changing my mind. I think I want to use more colors. I'm going to use Candace on the outer crease and outer lid. So I'm going to start off with this crease brush and then probably go into a packer brush on the outside edge. I always do this. I have a plan before I come on camera. I get on camera, I start using the shadows, and I change my mind. Does that happen to everybody at some point? You think you know what you're going to do, you get to the mirror, and then you change your mind? I feel like such a flake sometimes with how often it happens to me. Now I'm not allowing myself to steer completely away from that blue idea. I'm doing it. I really wanted to use Candace. That color is making me think of Sea Cosmetic Chaos. Candace is her first name. And yeah, so it's kind of nice. I'm pretty sure Candace isn't watching, but if she is, hi Candace. All right. Going to go in, like I said, with more of a packer brush, and it's the Smashbox Full Coverage Shadow Brush. I had a couple of comments lately asking me, could you please tell me what brush you're using? I am trying to get better about that. Look at how it brings out that vibrant color. And by the way, I have mascara already on, but I had it on before I decided to film. I have had quite a busy week this week, and I didn't know until just recently, as in minutes before filming, that I had enough energy to do that today. Because I don't want to give you guys bad videos, you know? It sucks. You know when somebody's being low energy, and I just don't want to be that. Okay, let's go back to the crease brush. I am really liking this. So much for starting with blues, but look at that, right? Okay, I am thinking of whether or not I want to go blue on the lower lash line. And that's not something that I would normally do. And I think that that's why I need to do it. So I'm going to go, I think, with this one, which is, I'm not showing you the color very well, this one. It is called Gola, and I'm going to try it. I'm going to use a smudger brush and put blue on the lower lash line. I never do that, but we're doing new things today. Hang on, I'm gonna grab my smudger brush, which I was not sure I'd be using. And it's a softer color, so I'm going to use my bigger one. I usually use a very small one when it's a deep color, but I think that this is going to work. So let's go on that lower lash line. I'm going to stamp it to begin with. What do we think? Not bad? I like the potency of the blue. For a very light blue, it really packs a punch. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the same blue on the inner to center lid, but I'm going to fade it a little bit so that it's not quite as punchy as the lower lash line. So yeah, I'm going to just wipe off a little bit of fallout first. And for that, I use my, what's it called, angled powder brush from Smashbox. There we go. Just wanted to get rid of a little bit of that powder all over the place. It makes me nervous that I'm going to forget and I'll have a streak of something later on. Okay, I'm going to go in, just for precision, I'm going to go in with my multitasker brush from Smashbox and just grab that same blue. But I want to be very delicate with it. I don't want it to be too wild. I'm going to spread it around, but I want to make sure I get the edges right first off. Okay. I think I'm going to use this brush to help me just spread it out, and it's the Sephora Precision Smudge. So we're just going to move that blue up a little bit. It's not the best brush for this, but it's spreading okay. Just tells you it's a good matte. It blends really nicely with the other one. Okay, I'm going to, I think I'm going to use this brush to just meld them a little bit together here. Oh, that's pretty. It's really soft, and I think it looks pretty good. Now, I don't want to mess it up, but I was thinking of maybe using that shimmer on the center lid, this shimmery color, just on the center to give it a little bit of something something. And I'm taking some of it off my finger. I dipped in, but it's very saturated. I'm tapping some off on my hand and just using the residue, and I can always go back and add some more. So let's try this. Oh, heck yeah. Oh my goodness. Just gonna go back to my hand where I had some. Just add a little bit. That is really pretty. Really pretty. I am really happy with that. Juvia's Place, you make beautiful palettes. You make beautiful palettes. Okay, so the only thing missing is on the brow bone. I want to bring this color, which is the original color. No, I was going to use the wrong color. I'm going to clean this off and go back into that initial Kahina color and just bring that reddish burgundy up a tiny bit higher. Here I go. I've got just a tiny bit on the brush. And when I say tiny, just a tiny bit higher. There we go, so that I don't have that much to cover with a brow bone highlight. And speaking of, I think I'm going to use, because there's really nothing in the palette that I want to use, I'm going to go into this one. Is it Venus? Yeah, Venus in the Naked Basics palette. Okay, and I'm going to use the Smashbox Contour Shadow Brush to do the brow bone. Tapping off the excess, and I'm going right along the brow. If you want to see everything else that's on my face, it's always in the description box. It shows you my skincare for the morning and also whatever makeup I have on my face. I really, really like this look. I've never put a blue like that on my lower lash line, and I really, really like it. I think I want to add just a tiny bit to bring it right into the inner lid. So I'm going to go back to that smudger brush. And actually, I might have enough on just on the brush itself. Let's see if I can finish that off. Oh yeah, it didn't take very much at all. I don't want to do a whole lot when it comes to liner. I think that what I'm going to end up doing is Stila Stay All Day on the top, and that I'm going to do just, I think I'm going to do a black on the lower waterline because the blue is extending the size of my eye on the bottom, and I can get away with a black liner. I think that's what I'm going to do. Really simple liner, but just a punchy, colorful look on the eyes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish the other side, show you that look, finish up with the liner, and then we will have a final look. Okay, other eye done, and I just want to let you know what I'll be using to finish up the look. So I'm going to use Psychedelic Sister as opposed to black on the lower waterline, and it's this one. I was debating between it and the one next to it, which is Ransom, both from Urban Decay, and I think the purple will pick up the purple from the upper lid. And I'm also going to use Zero. I'm going to reapply on the upper waterline. I had it at the beginning of the video. I'm also going to refresh my mascara. And I'm going to use Stila Stay All Day, which I have a swatch of right here on the upper lash line because I really like the precision. I'm not going to change my lip. This is Envy from the Estee Lauder Holiday 2019 kit. And I'm going to apply setting spray. That's all I have left to do. I will do that and be right back with the final look. All right, I am back, and this is the final look. As I mentioned, I used Psychedelic Sister on the lower waterline and lash line. I used the Urban Decay Zero on my upper waterline a second time. Stila Stay All Day as my liner on the upper lid, and refreshed my mascara, which is the Hypnose Drama by Lancome, and just reapplied my lip gloss Envy by Estee Lauder. So yeah, oh, and I used Urban Decay All Nighter as my setting spray. So that's everything. That's everything I've done. Just one last look at the Warrior palette by Juvia's Place. I did manage to use quite a few colors. This one in my crease, this one outer lid, outer crease, this one on the center to center lid, really, kind of over the blend of this one and this one. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, not too bad as my first impressions for this palette. And as usual, I changed my mind, although I did use 2 of the blue to bluish silver colors that I was hoping for, but somehow burgundy red and what is it? Burgundy red and purple creeped in. But I think that the look really works well, and I mean, it is a first impressions, but I have a number of Juvia's Place palettes. I knew that I was going to like it. Matte, colorful eyeshadows are a no-brainer for me. Yeah. Is it a look I would wear every day? No, but you have to play with color once in a while if you're not a colorful look person on the day-to-day. Bottom line, I think it turned out really well, and I'm looking forward to wearing it for the rest of the day, and probably I'm in the mood to film a few more videos that are in the queue, so you may need to see this look a few more times if you tend to watch my videos. So if you don't like it, my apologies. You're stuck with it for a bit. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it every single time, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. In the meantime, let me know what you think. I always love to hear what you have to say, good, bad, or ugly, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. But for now, take care.